This is Cosmo Royale, telling you to get ready for Gazbot and the Big Dawg Defender. Action activate!
Good day. 'Tis I, the bot of Gaz, for action activate. And if me, then you, well, here. This.
It is I. It is the Big Dog here for not part 1, not part 2, but part 3 of us talking about the Hasbro wish list that we have for Lightning Collection. And let me tell you something.
This face the whole time. How about that?
If you want to Ebenezer Scrooge this, you can.
My eyes definitely won't hurt right now already. No.
For those who are joining us for this one, watch part 1 and 2, or just watch part 3. The choice is yours. I am not the controller of how you live your life.
You are the comptroller, though. I did not pull up the list, the current winner list. I'm assuming you didn't either.
I pulled up my current winner list.
All right, I can find it later. Let's charge ahead with the new stuff, and then we'll go back after.
Yes.
This is Dan Larson Toy Galaxy rules. Where each round we're picking 5 from the section we're talking about, and then we bring it and like merge it with the previous. So we're gonna pick 5 just from what we're talking about right now. So we left off. We had done Super Mega Force, correct?
Yes, we did.
So moving on from Super Mega Force into Dino Charge. Now, Dino Charge is interesting because it is a fairly well-liked season. I liked it. There's a lot of characters I enjoy, but most of the core team is out. Now, they have a lot of ancillary characters, but it's a thing where, like, you know, it's not like I need a Red Ranger from Dino Charge. Like, that was in Wave 1, literally. So what are your thoughts on Dino Charge?
Dino Charge, really the only one that I would really want is one that didn't appear in the show but appeared in the comics, and that would be Navy.
What do they call him in that?
Like the dark,
because he was like Death Ryu Soldier or something in there.
Yeah.
That's a really good, I forgot about him. See, but that would be comics. That would be comics. That's why I didn't think of it.
Well, that's the thing. Because it's part of that team, do we count it as comics or do we count it as this?
I mean, you get 5 choices regardless. So in that case, it doesn't matter. But that's something I would have brought up in the comics section personally.
Yeah. The thing about it that's wonky is they count the comics as a different continuity, but they also say that it reaches into all continuities depending on the story. So that's where it's like, you be your own person on where you think it. For the sake of just team organization, am putting it in this section of my list for Dino Charge, but really I would say like Dino Charge Navy would be in here. I forget the name of it in the American one, but Carnival Red, Battleized Red would be kind of cool, just because there's not a lot that it takes. Yeah.
You're doing better than I am on this. I was like, we need Kendall, I guess. And
if they said what would be the next Ranger at like 6 through 10 or 11 that you would pick, it would be Kendall would be from the main team.
Yeah. I would like a Snide figure. Of all the villains.
Snide would be cool.
The mainline figure, but I would love like a Lightning Collection treatment Snide.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd spend that thing and the ones you just said are good too, but we're like, what are we going to spend our magic wishes on? Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I like to give myself notes, so I'm going to put.
I'm doing notes as well as we're talking. So my 4 technically that I'll put on the short list is Battleizer Red, Navy, Purple Ranger, preferably Kendall if you wanted to reuse a body and do.
Wait, was it Arthur?
Yeah. If you wanted to do Arthur, okay, cool, I guess. And then Snide.
I would take an Arthur in a second, but I wouldn't waste a pick on Arthur.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But yeah,
we have almost the same exact list there.
That's 2 seasons right there.
Yeah, because I would also, and that's the thing, I would also take a Snide and a Poisandra and stuff, but like not as much as the rest of these. All right. So Ninja Steel. You go first on this.
So this is kind of dumb, and I'm not taking it as a pick, but I think it would be cool and very Hasbro if they did a 3-pack of Red Ranger, but with the different sashes and head sculpts.
Yes. I had a similar thought, but just of Mick and the father, whose name I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
Because I think they had essentially the same look, but maybe it was like slightly different. But like, yeah, like just the two of them in a 2-pack.
One was gold, one was silver.
Is that okay? But I guess I was thinking like I would like Mick in his mechanic gear.
Yeah.
And then the dad figure, but you could swap the heads if you wanted. Is kind of was my thought. But
So
you're right. To make it work, they would use that body 3 times and just give us 3 heads.
The way I've been thinking about this is I think eventually when the Mighty Morphin well runs dry, they're going to do civilian figures.
For Mighty Morphin?
I think they're going to introduce that concept through Mighty Morphin.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I mean, I'm sure they'll do it for other teams, but it's like, we got to keep going to the Mighty Morphin well.
Sure.
So until then, I'm not saying we can't use it for the Magic Wand, but I mentally have been staying away from it, whether I want to or not, just because.
I mean, my last list, I do remember I had Fran from Jungle Fury, so clearly I wasn't staying away from it.
No, I know you weren't. I'm just saying why, for those who may be wondering, like why you have it and I don't, I'm just going based off their current parameters, and every once in a while going, nope, Magic Wand. But I'd say 3-pack Red Rangers.
This is another like well, I forget the name. They had the Space Sheriff on. It was
Skyfire,
Sheriff Skyfire, who was Jiraiya. But it's one of those things of like, that's not really Power Rangers. They might be. There's probably a figure of him out there I could get if I wanted it. But yeah, Mick as the Red Ranger / mechanic would probably be my top pick from that show.
Yeah.
Followed by Levi with guitar.
I'm trying to think of any villains that I really liked. And this again is a season I didn't completely finish.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some gaps.
Cosmo is obviously Campbell. And then Galvanax, I think, was the head of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, it wasn't my favorite. Well, it wasn't my favorite season in general, but it wasn't my favorite season for villains either. Yeah. I liked the premise of the game show more than the actual Rogues Gallery in a lot of ways. I think Mick and Levi would be my top 2.
Yeah, I right now just have kind of the same thing. I'm sure if we went through like a visual guide, we'd find 1 or 2 that were like, that looks cool. But again, I can't think of any we would use a pick on.
I think I'm blanking. There was what was that guy? Ripcon, but I don't particularly want to figure of him necessarily, but all right, well, so let's move on. So then we get into the pseudo Hasbro era where it was like the handoff of Beast Morphers.
Yes.
Which again, we have 3 of the 5 main Rangers. We know Zoe is on the way. So the only one we're missing is Steel, which is one that I would like.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe they're not going to make a Steel. And then with the villains, we got Blaze, but no Roxy. I think it's much more likely we won't get a Roxy than a Steel. And I'd be interested in getting the second version of Blaze and Roxy as well.
I was thinking the same thing. If they wanted to reuse that and sell it as a 2-pack, I think that would be cool to get some more use out of the Blaze mold.
Blaze, I think Blaze is more different than the Roxy. I think the Roxy could be a repaint almost, but Blaze is quite different.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got it confused in my head. Ninja Steel point to you. I think Steel and Roxy are kind of up there for me. If you wanted to do Space Sheriff in an American figure, you could.
I thought of that, but again, he's a figure that he's a character you can get a figure of. You know?
And I'd prefer the figure arts over whatever Hasbro.
I have the SH figure arts of the 3 main Space Sheriffs, and they're chrome and they're awesome. So
I've been
like
jealous
a Strazel figure, partially because we know Campbell, but also it's like an American only figure. So like the only way we would get it, we never got it in the main line either. So
Evox would be an interesting one. I feel like there's some villains. If I went through like episode by episode, I'd find 1 or 2 that I thought were cool. But off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
There was a lieutenant that came in and started kicking everybody's butt that I can't remember.
Oh, Ryan, the Rhino one, right?
Was that who it was?
Who had like an Australian accent?
I'm gonna brain fart.
Oh no! I know who you're talking about. He was all like black and silver at first, and then he came back as like gold.
That sounds right. Yeah,
I'm forgetting his name too. He looked cool.
Yeah. But again, it's like, well, he looked cool. He'd make a nice figure, but like, it's not a need. So like, okay. So
I have so many of those foot soldiers that I don't need them to. I'd actually prefer if they didn't make a Lightning Collection one, so I feel bad. Yeah, I think I'm good with that short list of about 4. To be honest, I don't know if any of these are cracking the top. I think Roxy is the best chance. But even then, she has such stiff competition. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I'd probably put Scrozzle at the top because I have more faith that they'll make a Roxy, and they did have Roxy in the main line, whereas there's never been a Scrozzle. Yeah. And there
did they have both Roxys or just one?
What?
Did they have both Roxys or just one?
I want to say they had both, but now I'm not trusting.
I know they did at least yellow.
I think they had the other Blaze. So yeah, because it's an easy repaint. It was just purple, right? Like it'd be weird if they didn't. You talk to the camera. I'll look it up.
Yeah. So we got through those seasons pretty quick. Obviously, we have Dino Fury to round out the main series. Starting off with Dino Fury. I mean,
they definitely have the second version of Blaze.
Yeah, I know that because I think I have him. For Dino Fury, though, I mean, it'd be cool if they gave us like a deluxe figure, probably of Zato, with all of the different modes. Like if he came with a couple different armors you can swap on and off, or the Dino Master mode.
But they don't do that now. Like they don't give Lightning Collection figures different modes. So I think that would have to be a whole separate figure.
But again, they do deluxe figures. Some are more deluxe than others. So I'm counting it in that category.
Super quick search. I couldn't find the second version of Roxy. If you know in the comments, let us know. That would be very weird if they did the retool of Blaze, which would be a lot of money, versus Roxy, just a repaint. But okay, so you were saying Zato with some kind of power up would be on your list?
Yeah. Zato with power up, or even Zato in the last episode.
The white suit?
Yeah.
That might be interesting because the feeling I think a lot of us have was like, oh, that was sort of set up like this is what he's going to look like. But it seems like the first episode of Gazbot Fury, like, anyway, here's my new suit. Kind of like they did with Luke at the end of Force Awakens, where it's just like, I was wearing that for a minute, but I'm never going to wear it again. So don't worry about it. Void Knight, obviously.
Yeah. Void Knight for sure. He actually might crack my top. I don't know.
I feel like Void Knight and Korag, you're not going to want to pick both because they're so similar.
I know. I was about to say, and if I had to choose between the two, it would be Korag. So, which
Slither and Mucus, I would kind of like too, but again, I don't see them cracking the top 5.
Boom Tower would be kind of cool, but again, same thing. Void Queen, I could live without. Void King, I could live without.
Who?
Void King.
Yeah, I don't think Void King. What about the Refconians with their like armor? Like, no, you're not excited about that?
I'm not even going to acknowledge that question.
Hey, do you think they'll be in the next season?
I think they will.
I mean, because they're kind of from space, and so there's going to be that whole, like Dino.
I think they'll team up.
It's not Dino Fury. What are they calling it?
Cosmic Fury.
I can't calm down. So your picks from Dino Fury were basically like powered up Zato and Void Knight.
Powered up Zato again, and then Void Knight.
Powered up, and I said Void Knight, Slither, Mucus. I feel like we're forgetting somebody.
Morphin Master.
Morphin Master. That's a good one. Okay. Green specifically.
Yeah.
Morphin. Oh, Solon. I would like a figure of her. I don't know if she'll make it to the final list, but
she's not. But you're right. Worth a mention.
Yeah.
Ranger,
of course.
Which one?
The Ranger, the father, the Ranger. No, kidding.
The Dino Knight would be cool. Dino Knight mode.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, if you were gonna have a Zato power up mode, that would be the mode.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
decent list on that. I'll be honest, I don't think any of those are cracking.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so now we're gonna have comics. I'm gonna go first because you're gonna go on for a very long time.
Yeah.
My top would be Draken and Ranger Slayer, and we got those.
Yes.
I have Ranger Sentry. Theoretically, I'd like the other Sentries, but not enough that I'm gonna waste a vote on it. I'd like Skull in in Red Sentry, but like I just need a head. And so my comic list is actually quite light. I haven't read as much as you. The Navy Dino Charge is going to be high, but I put that at, I'll put that here. Navy Dino Charge,
yeah,
very high for me. The Omega Rangers would be cool. I don't know that I'd waste a vote on them, and I think that's it, man. I don't have much on there.
I know one that you're forgetting. I think you would get the new Green Ranger.
No, because I've never read a comic with the new Green Ranger in it.
But you played the game with it.
What game?
He was in Battle for the Grid, the phone game.
The Bat and the Sun one?
Yeah.
They have a figure. Wait, in the comic, they use the Bat and the Sun version. That
correct.
Suit? I was unaware of that. Okay.
That is the new Green Ranger is in that suit.
That's crazy. I don't understand the legality of that because my understanding is that like Bat and the Sun is like fan films.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, hey, fan film, we're going to make this canon. But I don't imagine them paying Bat and the Sun because like it's just weird. Like that's something that was like fan made to become canon, and who owns it and how does that work?
I think the way they went, from my understanding, is Ryan Parrott was like, is this cool? And they went, yes, thank you for acknowledging us. And this cross promotion is helping promote all of our other things because you're saying our name. Okay.
Well, yes. Bat and the Sun / comic book Green Ranger with gold and all the other texture. Yes, that I would put that on my list too, for sure.
Yeah.
But then that's it. So go ahead.
So I agree with you. I think getting the other centuries, the yellow and black centuries from the Shattered Grid storyline would be cool, even in multi-packs if you wanted to do it, like kind of like how they did for the putties and the cogs.
And they would put the red century in there again.
Sure. I mean, I guess. I don't care. Bless you. I agree about the Omega Rangers. The Death Ranger is a new villain.
I don't know anything about them except for what they look like, and they do look cool.
Yeah. All right. So that would be a good one. Green Ranger we mentioned, and then a storyline that I think you're reading or read is the Solar Rangers.
I finished that. Yeah.
The purple Solar Ranger would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody gave it to me, I'd take it. But again, I don't know that I'd use a wish for it.
Yeah. Villains wise, there's a couple that are cool. I know one that you I think would do is the Blue Omega Ranger.
I'm forgetting who the Blue Omega Ranger was.
There were a couple. There were 2 different Blue Omega Rangers.
It's been a little while since I read it. Well, who? Just tell me.
The cat.
I thought it was the cat. Yeah, okay. Because they became a ranger at the end.
Later, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, I do remember that.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. And again, I would like get it, but it's not high on my list of like that would be a case of this is a cool figure, not I love that character.
Yeah, no, agreed. Villains wise, it would be cool if we got a Zordon in his like battle mode-ness.
I don't remember that. Maybe I didn't read that part.
We're not there yet, but it's on at least a couple covers where somehow through the power of magic, Zordon fights.
Oh, this isn't like him in the past. This is him somehow.
Yes.
I think you're worrying about spoilers, but yeah, there's some version of him. Okay. Maybe I haven't read it, so I don't have a stake on that.
Yeah. Zordon would be cool. Again, don't think I'm taking a pick. Villains wise, there's a villain who I'll just say his name, Dane, that people like. If you know, you know.
Was really popular in the early 2000s.
Is what?
Dane Cook? Is that?
No, different Dane. Less supers, less fingers, all that stuff. But he's cool. I wouldn't waste a pick on him, but he is a cool design. And then other than that, I can't think of any others. If we got like
sorry, go ahead.
Like a super putty, that'd be kind of cool. There's different versions of putties in the comic.
there's also different. I'm thinking like again with Draken, I have 2 versions of Draken, but like theoretically, there's like 5, 6, 7. Like
Yeah,
I don't know that we need every iteration, but they could do that if they wanted.
that would be cool. I would get them.
Lauren, we had talked about when we were doing Samurai. I would almost put Lauren in the comics because in the show she was in it, but like she's a much bigger character in the comics.
Yeah, I could see it going either way, but I too would like a Lauren, and if we don't get it, I have a Lauren, so I'm content there, kind of like you were with the Metal Heroes.
You have the SH Figure Arts of her, or well, her Japanese counterpart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to move on from there?
Yeah, I think next one was the Mighty Morphin movie.
Okay, go ahead. That's not what I had next, but that's fine.
Oh, all the suits, all of them.
I probably could be convinced to rebuy the entire team, but if you're only getting one, I mean, white stands out, of course.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd almost be more inclined to not get white because we have so many different versions of Tommy and stuff. I would blue Billy with the wolf and the armor. That's such a cool version of Billy, and black Adam because of the frog is funny. Yeah, I don't know.
I think also there's some subconscious bias of the Last Ninjetti for blue for you.
Yes, yes, that's true. But I also like Wolf of the Animals. Wolf would be my favorite, so that makes sense too. But yeah, but if only one. But for some reason, just the White Ranger standing alone on the shelf makes a little more sense than just the blue or just the black or whatever. Yeah. But I don't know. Would you get white if you were
probably? Yeah, it's funny where, and this is going to sound funny coming from me, my least favorite aesthetic for Mighty Morphin Red is the movie suit.
I can see that.
Something about the helmet seems too round.
Okay.
And I didn't like the super eye gimmick they gave him, but everybody else is great.
Well, yeah, whoever we got would have to come with the gimmicks. Even like I think some of them were not in the movie; they got like cut. But everyone has to have whatever gimmick they were supposed to have for sure. You can even have like another version where you could see the actor's face underneath that terrible.
That would be funny. I would do white or I would do pink. That would be my order.
White, blue, or black, and I'm honestly not sure which.
The pink helmet is so different. That's part of the reason I've always liked it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Any interest in Ivan Ooze?
Yes, Ivan Ooze was going to be on the list. We already got Tangas. Actually,
go ahead.
This doesn't take a pick, but that pig henchman guy would be kind of cool because we don't really have a figure of him.
Okay. What was the name of the jungle princess woman? Dulcia. Again, like kind of interesting, but not enough that
I think we could possibly get a Dulcia if they make a X-Men Outback Rogue and then want to reuse it.
There you go. Yeah. I could see that. Making it like a fan channel exclusive or something.
Yeah.
That's it for me on there.
Yep. Same.
The next go ahead.
Oh, if you made the Zords for Ivan Ooze, but like human scale.
Were they human scale at some point?
I think they grew eventually.
I'm not really interested in any of the Zords from that movie, to be honest.
I would low key get a like bad CGI Zord. I've seen somebody make like a custom of it, and I've seen it at Morphicon, and it looks so great because of how terrible it is.
I think it's fantastic they made it, and I appreciate like that you would want it, but like I'm right on the cusp of like, no, I don't.
Yeah, I know. But that's it for those.
Turbo, my gut reaction is nothing.
I would say Malagor.
Didn't we have him? Wait, isn't he
Dark Spectre?
Yeah, didn't we have Dark Spectre already? No.
I don't think we did. And if we didn't, I'll use Malagor as it for this.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I would agree that character, but more for Dark Spectre. But otherwise, and I'm not a Turbo hater, but I feel like most of the movie stuff is the same as the show.
Yeah.
I would have already said in the Turbo section.
We wouldn't use our picks for Larago, but he's technically in the movie only.
Who's Larago? Is he that little guy?
Yeah.
I would not. Yeah, no, I don't want
to. Again, not wasting a pick on this, but those weird like shell monsters they fought on the pirate ship.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're all slimy
in the movie. Well, I guess you're right, but I guess I was thinking as far as like the suits, unlike the Mighty Morphin movie, they're like just regular spandex suits.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
What?
I said, yeah, they're the same thing.
Yeah. So I'll go with you on Malagor / Dark Spectre, but other than that, I don't think there's anything I'd need from the movie.
Agreed.
Maybe Rocky with a broken leg.
Yeah, if
broken?
That nose back.
His back. Yeah, that makes more sense.
If they did do civilian characters, I would like a 2-pack of evil Tommy and Kimberly though down the line.
Evil Jason. Evil Jason.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
No, I would actually love that. Yeah, but I kind of am with you that they're probably not. And also, while I would buy that, I wouldn't use my pick for that.
No, I wouldn't use my pick, but like if that is an option they're going, that would be really cool down the line.
Yeah.
It would be cool again if they did civilian stuff. If we got that weird wilderness Zeo backpack Tommy and Cat, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah. But there's 2 out of 3 movies down.
Yes.
2017 movie.
Well, the 2017 movie got legendary figures for all of the Rangers and Alpha, and I think that's
Rita.
Did Rita get one?
She might have. No. I'm thinking of the
had a main line, and they had a huge Goldar and a huge Megazord, and they had like, I don't know that I want any of them. I had the Legacy, some of them, and yeah,
if they wanted
in the movie, but I just don't care.
If they wanted to test the waters, I would get a Green Ranger Rita because we never got that.
That would be. I was gonna say that, but did we see that in the movie? I can't remember.
I think it was supposed to come out, and the toys did so bad they didn't release it.
Yeah, that if I was gonna get one, yeah, that's what I would get. I agree, but again, I wouldn't wait. It would be way low on my list, below it.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, if they re-release those, I would get them. But rights wise, I don't even know how that falls anymore.
Lionsgate put the movie out, and Saban was the partner. Yeah, who knows? All right, so then the 2 that we haven't done, and one will be more for you than for me, is video games. Anything from video games, because we've got a couple Street Fighter crossovers already, but maybe there's something else that.
That's all I can think of. I don't know anybody that's in the video games other than the Street Fighter characters that are exclusive to the video game. But granted, we also haven't played them extensively, right. So and let us know in the comments.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And like the Bat in the Sun Green, for example, I guess it was in the game before it was in the comic, or maybe not. I don't know.
But it was in the game before the comic.
Okay, so at some point, that was a video game character. But yeah, I can't think of any that I want. I just figured I'd throw it out there as a possible category. And the other one, which I was going to do before, was Hyperforce, which was an official, Saban sanctioned thing. And that's one where like I'd like the whole team. But if I'm being picky, I would want Jack, which was Paul Schreier's, I would say his name wrong, character. Because it's cool that actor got to be a Ranger, and also it's the most unique looking. It's like a big dude with a hammer. He doesn't look like everybody else. And oddly, if I was going to get another member, it would be their 6th Ranger, which was played by Yoshi Sidarso. He came in, and he wasn't part of Hyperforce, but Hyperforce, for those who don't know, it all spun off from Time Force. They're all traveling through time. And so he was essentially Time Force Silver. So it'd be cool to have a Time Force Silver for a variety of reasons, because, like the fan film stuff and Hyperforce, and just, I like the Time Force suits. So those would be the 2 that I would most pick from Hyperforce. Although I would take the whole team.
Agreed. I feel exactly the same way as you. I also didn't follow Hyperforce super closely, but for me, I'm pretty much the same. I would put Time Force Silver above Yellow simply because it's this is going back less magic wand and more practical. Of if they really wanted to, they could make it right now,
right? And
we could kit bash it to be a Chrono Ranger.
True. Oh, I just found my list. Okay.
But yeah, I don't think we're missing anything.
If we are, let us know in the comments. But I think
there's one you could technically say, and
comic stuff.
No. There's one you could technically say that we both already have figures for, and we don't need a lightning collection of this, and that would be the Masked Rider.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is true. But because he was, that would be for Mighty Morphin. That would go for Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I found my list that had the 2 I had my part 1 and part 2 list, but I don't have the one that I actually ended up choosing.
I have my most recent list. I can go first while you're searching.
Yeah, you go first. I'll try to
consolidate. So, my original list, this is from part 1, ended up with Titanium, King Mondo, Zanaku, Ninjor, and Darkonda. And then it was updated in part 2 to Titanium, Darkonda, SPD Orange Ranger, Zanaku, and Triassic Red Ranger. Now, with that in mind,
well, I guess
let me figure out. Yeah,
you see what I'll talk. I originally had Divatox, Bulk Skull, Rito, and Time Force Pink, and then I'm trying to see. I then my next round was Fran from Jungle Fury, RJ as a werewolf, Broodwing from SPD, Gold Samurai Mega Mode, and Robo Knight. And I see. And so I did consolidate. So that my consolidation of the last 2 rounds was Fran, Werewolf RJ, Gold Mega Mode Samurai, Divatox, and Bulk. So that's like my current list before going into what we're going into now.
So let's pick our top 5 from the list we just made.
Yes.
And I have a feeling mine won't take very long.
Let me see. Snide, Kendall. Snide and Navy Blue from Dino Charge are both high contenders for me. So let me hold on.
I have 3 already, and I'm not even in not even in comics.
This is tough. I didn't think this one would be this tough for me, actually. I thought the last one, I think the last one was tougher, but I thought this one would be easier, I guess is a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
What are the? Well, I actually don't want to say the 3 you already have yet.
Now I have more than 5 because I'm officially in comics.
All right, I'm just, you know what I'm doing? I'm not picking the ones I want. I'm removing the ones so for Dino Church, for example, I took off Kendall. Not that I don't want Kendall, but she'll come out. I can live without her if she doesn't, and I don't need to waste a pick and whatever.
Okay, so here I'll let you know let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 that I need to narrow down.
I'm not even done with my list yet, going through it. Did you have Korag? Was he still on your list previously? Did he make it through the second round?
I thought you had Korag.
Maybe at some point, but he's not on here.
He's not on mine either.
Oh, so he didn't make it. Because I was thinking about Void Knight, and I'm like, definitely don't need Korag and Void Knight.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Korag didn't make it in my last, but I thought it was because you had him.
No, I just went through my tops, and he wasn't even he wasn't in my top 5.
Maybe we forgot.
He wasn't in my top 10. Maybe it was a thing where you were hoping / thinking I'd put him in mind because there was a lot of poker playing towards the end there.
Wait, Triassic Red SPD.
Okay, so I can get rid of all of this.
Oh yeah, I guess I just totally forgot about Korag.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9. I have to narrow it down.
I have 7. I need to trim down to 5.
Okay. I'm going to.
Oh, I hate doing this.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of Mick from Ninja Steel because I would like both Kelson Henderson's SPD and Ninja Steel, but if I'm going to take a slot, it's going to be SPD.
All right, I narrowed down my 5.
All right. Okay. What do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, what? I thought I had 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I'm down to 7. All right.
I feel like my last list would have been so much harder if I realized I didn't put Korag in.
Yeah, I think you got lucky. You could put him back in though. That's the thing. At the end here, you could do whatever you want. You
could. So here's my 5 from the current list. Dino Charge. Oh, sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, do I have 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Dino Charge Navy.
Okay.
Death Ranger.
Weren't we going to go back and forth?
Sorry, go for it. I just did 2.
I had Dino Charge Navy, so I could switch that out, I guess, now. Or, but I also had Snide from Dino Charge.
I just put Omega Rangers, but if I had to default, it would be red.
Of course.
From the comics.
Okay. I had for Beast Morphers, I had Roxy on there and Steel on there, but Scrozzle. If I was only going to get one, it'd be Scrozzle.
The MMPR Bat in the Sun Green Ranger.
I had that too.
And then Hyperforce, I defaulted to yellow.
Me too. Wow, we had almost the same list.
Yeah, it was close.
Wait, so
I had more comic stuff than you.
I had Scrozzle and Snide, and you had Omega Ranger, and what was the other one?
Death Ranger.
And Death Ranger. That's funny. All right, so now consolidating them to our previous list. Let's see. Oh, I'm looking at Broodwing, and I feel like Werewolf RJ might not make it, which I know will make you happy. Fran has a better chance of making it than Werewolf RJ.
Thank God.
Really, you prefer Fran to a Werewolf RJ?
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, last time how did we do it? Because I know there are definitely ones that one or the other of us were going to pick.
We just had to hope. Because I remember you and I played chicken on SPD Orange.
Right, but we did go through one at a time. So we're going to have to do that again with what our finals. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, one of the questions is like, do I prefer a bulk figure or a Hyperforce?
Well, here's the other thing is we also play even though this is all made up and doesn't matter, we play the hypothetical with Hasbro of like, how likely are you to make a new Green Ranger?
Right. And similarly, like, there's a chance they'll make a bulk figure. There's almost no chance they'll make Hyperforce unless this line runs 10 years. All right, so are you ready? I'm not ready yet.
I have 4 of my final 5.
Okay. Need to step it up here.
Some of these I'm like doing the math in my head. I'm like, could I just do a custom of these? Or get a custom
yeah, I've had that thought too, actually. All right. Okay, you two are getting demoted. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4, and now I'm just picking. This is tough.
While we're waiting on Gaz, since our last video, they announced a Alien Rangers 5-pack, and I am excited, and Gazbot is not.
I'm excited for those that want it. I don't particularly love the Alien Rangers. I could kind of take them or leave them as characters. The suits I always found a little bit underwhelming. They're a little bit too much just like regular ninjas. The fact that they don't have civilian heads, I was probably not going to get them. If they had civilian heads, I would probably display them with their civilian heads because then they look like aliens instead of ninjas. The fact that they don't made it certain I would not get them.
Yeah.
Having said that,
fair.
if I saw it for like $20 or something, I'd get it. But like,
for sure,
any amount of money, probably not. Also, I have a full set of the vintage figures too. So
I'm missing 2, I think.
Gotcha.
And you have 2 versions of blue, which is interesting.
Yeah, even though they don't exist in the show, like yeah. Okay, so let me see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got my 5. You got your 5?
My 5th pick's rough because now I'm remembering Korag.
Well, we're gonna go one at a time, and you might have to adjust depending on if you think I'm picking something or not, too.
Okay, my first 4 are staying the same. My last one will be a game time decision.
I changed 2. I kept 3 from last time. I
changed 2 as well.
I think there's only 1 that has stayed from round 1 for me, but it stayed all the way through.
I have. You'll see.
I'll go first. Fran. I'm keeping Fran from Jungle Fury. The more I think about it and talk about it, like it's a dumb pick. Not everyone wants it, but I want it, and it would make me very happy.
Titanium Ranger's in there for me. Has stayed the entire time through the test of this trial.
The one that stayed for me, Divatox. One of my favorite villains. I think she looks cool. She needs a good figure.
Similar thing, but just more personal villain for me. Darkonda, still there.
I like it. Personal for me, but also a cool figure that I think could fit into a lot of displays. Gold Mega Mode Samurai.
Another villain that I need a figure of, and specifically of this caliber, Zanaku.
Oh, he was already on.
Yep.
Okay, I'm like, how did I miss Zanaku? But that's okay. Once again, I think we're liking each other's lists with the exception of Fran for you. This was a tough one. But part of it is because it's American only, which I like, and part of it is because of knowing the actor Scrozzle.
That's a good one. It would be a great figure. Obviously, Campbell's a friend of the show, and I think that would be a good one, and especially because he was in, spoiler alert, Dino Fury. It's good to see multiple seasons. And it's a
cool-looking character. Like, arguably Snide, I might want a little bit more, but we have Snide. There's plenty of Snides. Scrozzle is this weird American special guy. Yeah.
This is one I always love this design, and as far as I know, there's no. No, this is 4.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know, there's no representation of this in Japanese figures, unless I'm dumb and can find it, or even American. But Dino Charge Navy.
I have no idea if the Japanese market has made it. I doubt it because we would have seen it by now. That's one I'm very glad you picked because I would like that one too. And that makes it a lot easier for me because that was one of the ones that I was really struggling with. The 3 I had on here that like almost made it was Snide, Navy Blue for Dino Charge, and the Bat and the Sun Green Ranger. I gave up on all of those and I took bulk off, which was hard. And I put on Hyperforce Jack.
Nice. I was torn on having a Hyperforce on here. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you had that. And I'll be honest, my final pick is torn between 2 because I forgot about Korag and I put him in the running. But if I'm true to myself, I love the comics. I love this character. I love that this Ranger concept is a thing. I'm really hoping it's a thing in the 30th anniversary special. I'm going with Omega Ranger Red.
That's fair. I had been thinking about the Omega Rangers, and I've only read like a little bit of them. But for those that don't know, the premise, and I guess spoilers, is that the 3 original Rangers that went off to the Peace Summit became other Rangers, the Omega Rangers. And given who's coming back, well, we haven't heard if Austin St. John's coming back. Pardon me, but we know Walter Jones for the first time is coming back. He would be one of the Omega Rangers. We know that Trini's actress. I'm sorry about mispronouncing her name. She died a while back, so she can't come back. Spoilers I'm about to say. There's an actress that's coming back that is pretty much rumored to be her daughter. And Billy's coming back, or David Yost, he wasn't an Omega Ranger, but he could fit into any team because it's just the way he works. So I could see it being a cool thing where they're like the mentors where they show up or whatever. And then when it's time to morph, they don't go Mighty Morphin, they don't go Zeo, whatever, they go Omega. That would be fantastic. That would be really, really cool.
They have Steve Cardenas, I think, is coming back. He hasn't been confirmed, but I've seen him with them.
So, they're not doing a good job of keeping a secret / they want everybody to know who's coming back. One or the other.
So if they had the Omega Rangers in suit in the show and they had the 4, I would go bananas. And I'd be extra excited because if there's one thing we've told Hasbro to do, it's, hey, it's cool? Everything you put in the show, it would be great if you just made stuff for it. So
yes, absolutely. So that's our final list. Can't believe how long it took us to get here. And this was a 43-minute video. We were arguing beforehand about how this would.
It was mostly quick. I got my list done before you, but what I will say, kind of closing thoughts on it, part 2 was the hardest, I think, for both of us. And then this one, we kind of came to terms with, even with our magic wand powers, I guess SPD Orange will just have to do on our own. Or something like that.
Yeah. And my list from last time to this time, I basically turned bulk into Hyperforce Jack, and I traded in Werewolf RJ for Scrozzle. So it wasn't really that hard. But yeah, the first to the second was tough, and the second was tough. But
I think we relearned what things we really, 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 really want to happen, and we hope they happen.
Yeah, and some of the things we want absolutely will not happen. But
like your Fran figure.
Like my Fran figure, yeah. That's a thing where, like, if this oh crap, I just knocked over my whole microphone. Sorry if this is making a noise. I just somehow pulled it right out of the stand. There it goes.
Okay.
Hi, welcome back. Yeah, if this line becomes like a Marvel Legends where it goes on forever, then those kind of figures might show up. But realistically, you know, how many more years of this are we going to get? Once we get all the major teams, will probably be done. Next week, there was a suggestion. Somebody was saying to do vehicles or something like that, or Zords. I forget.
Oh, they wanted like a vehicle and like a multi-pack.
Okay. I don't know. I think we'll take a break from this topic. Do something else next week. Maybe we'll come back and do it again. I don't know what we're going to do next week, but find out with us.
And we could do a holiday episode.
We could. If you guys have suggestions for what you'd like to see us do for a holiday episode, let us know. I think we've reviewed all of them at this point.
No,
we haven't.
No, we haven't reviewed all of them.
If there's one that we haven't reviewed, we could do that if you guys want to see it, or if you have a better idea, let us know that. But this is running a bit long. We'll think on it. We'll sit on it, and we'll do something, maybe a holiday thing, and then maybe we'll come back around and talk about more toy wishes, but not after 2 in a row. We'll mix it up a little bit. Zap it.
I have been the big dog. He has been
Gazbot.
And to the power.
To the power.
Operation Overdrive is my favorite season.
No credit. Oh, I thought you were just cutting it.
Yeah.